We are back, and today I thought I would showcase you 3 consistency drills that I like to implement into my training. Starting off, we have 2 cross 1 line. Now you can actually intensify this by doing 1 cross 1 line, and that makes things very quick, very manic. And today in this session, it was actually really tricky to play because, as you can see, the courts are wet, it's raining, it's very windy. As you can see, my top is just moving everywhere. So you have to be really on the ball. Literally, you have to be making sure that your eyes are on the ball the whole time. And it's tricky as well because you have to be intense, but then you also have to make sure that you're keeping safe, not slipping over, and I guess actually it's a good exercise for your legs because you have to kind of really sink in. The little steps are, I guess, less useful when the conditions are like this because it's just too slippery to be doing all of them things. And I guess this is a really good rule for consistency because it isn't just hitting down the middle. You're having to think about where your shot is going, and as you can see here, some of the time I'm actually put under pressure, and this is similar. It's like cross court, and it's playing it out. I'm battling against the opponent. I have to hit into one area, and I think actually it isn't tricky in terms of the tennis. It's more the mental struggle. It's can you stay switched on the whole time? Because I actually had it about 10 minutes in where I just had this huge dip, and I guess it's because it can get almost boring because you want to hit flashy shots, you want to come into the net, you want to finish points off, and where you only have half court, it makes it very difficult. It's a test of patience, and I guess that's why the 2 cross 1 line drill is good because it takes away that competitive side. So you aren't rash, you aren't hitting these stupid shots that you know aren't right to be hitting, and instead you're just battling it out. And this will improve your match play a lot because you're hitting lots of balls, and it isn't just casual hitting, it's intense hitting. And I mean, we normally be on our feet a lot more than this. The camera doesn't really do it justice, but the courts were very wet. It's like a layer of grease, so we had to be very careful. But with tennis, it's a mental game, and if you can do these drills very well, then I think you're set for matches. It just really helps. I think a lot of the time it's just practice. It's just going down one end, hitting tons and tons of balls, and I will admit I was bored in some of these drills. The 2 cross 1 line does get boring because you're hitting, basically one of you's hitting cross court, the other is switching it up. So um, you naturally want to play points out, but I find actually it's the boring drills that benefit you more. And kind of the next session that you go into, you'll thank yourself for these drills. You see here, it's impossible. It's like the ball's barely bouncing. So just where it kind of skids off the wet court. And you also want to make sure that you're switching it, backhands and forehands. It's really important because the placement with the cross court is the most strategic thing. I would say it's not a case of power because power will be quite difficult with the cross court, and it's because you don't have much space to hit into. You want to get the player off with the depth and heaviness of the shot, put them under pressure that way, relentlessly, and that instills that into a match where you're playing someone who's very solid, and then you're like, you know what, I've done this so much in training, I've ripped balls cross court, I've not been able to go line, I'm now going to knuckle this guy off the court too. And finishing off, we have the down the middle game on one side of the court. You only get one drop shot on one volley, so it kind of eliminates the getting out of jail free card where you can hit loads of drop shots, hit loads of volleys. It's kind of really, really boring down the middle, one-sided, line only. And you see there, Lem's had to be very tactical there because he's set the ball up. I mean, you see the win there, but he set the ball up nicely, hit it very deep, and he's hit a beautiful drop shot that I've not been able to get. And it's even tougher when it's wet like this. But yeah, make sure, guys, that you do these drills.